Well, welcome to our 29th Global Connectivity Conference on Real Estate for CIPS only. I welcome you all for joining this conference. I'm going to go through a small presentation and then we will have an open conversation. Before I do a presentation, we're going to ask each one of you to introduce yourself. So I'm going to start with Marisol. She's first time here. So Marisol, can you tell us a little bit about you um, and how which area you are practicing, residential or commercial? And then after my presentation, I will ask you to update your market condition, whatever. For now, for 1 minute, just introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm from Colombia. I've been living in Florida for 27 years. No, actually 30 years. I started my career in real estate 7 years ago. I work in residential mostly. I like to work really to do a service. So my passion has been probate, helping people in probate. And well, I have a degree in psychology in Colombia, but I don't practice that. So I love what I really, really love what I do. Um, so I enjoy working. So
Wonderful. So when did you get your CIPS?
I got my CIPS like I don't remember, maybe a year or 2 years ago.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
I've been attending some local events like the Miami Global Business Conference, and I'm part of the Florida the global committee of the Florida Realtors, and I went to the conference last year in Orlando. So I've been, trying to get involved in that, and especially here in Florida, we have a lot of people from other countries, a lot of Canadians, and Colombia is been the number 1 country for many months looking for properties in here in Florida. So
Wonderful to have you. Are you a member of our Global Real Estate Professional Network on Facebook?
yes, I am there.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. So, welcome to our first conference that you attended. So, I'm going to ask Marquita. Marquita, can you speak about 1 minute about yourself?
Sure. My name is Marquetta Yorkman. I reside and do real estate in Maryland. I do commercial and residential and internationally the Virgin Islands. I've been in the business for about 5 years and I'm with Caldwell Banker in Annapolis, Maryland.
Wonderful. And we're going to come back and talk to about the market update in your jurisdiction after I do the presentation. So welcome, Marquita. Have you joined us before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Now, Antonio, 1 minute, please.
Here we go. Unmuted. Hello, everyone. As Tahir said, Portugal is my home. Been my home for the last 22 years. I am a CIPS designee. Very proud. The key to open up doors to international real estate. Love collaborating and referrals. We love referrals. I'm also a proud member of FIAPSI and also ARIA. And even later, if you guys for FIAPSI members, but I do have to get out of the call later on, a little earlier. I don't know how long, but we have this FIAPSI webinar. And there's also something later with Chile, so learning about Chile as well. So I'm always involved in international real estate. That's what it's at. So, but yeah, back to you, my friend.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Tahir. I'm a CIPS in Toronto, Canada, and I covered the GTA area. And also, I'm a fellow of Rules Institute of Canada. Is called FRI, and we have a boutique, City Priority Brokerage, and we also have. I am the president of another Canada Express Mortgage, so we do real estate, mortgage, and also I'm a licensed builder with Park Home Builders, and we build luxury homes in Haiti. So anytime someone is coming to Toronto and they like to buy a property, residential properties are right now prohibited for non-residents unless they have 183 days or work permits. And there are commercial properties are available to invest in certain areas. So if anyone is looking to buy or make a referral, please send it to me. I will be able to help. And especially we have 500,000 immigration coming this year into Canada, and about 60% remains between Vancouver and Toronto. So 30% minimum comes into Toronto. I'd be more than happy to work. Anyone who has a residential tenant, like a permanent residence status, they can buy the property, and there are a lot of programs to help the newcomer. So I'm going to do a small presentation. We're going to cut short, and then everybody else. So before I present that, I'm going to ask Carolina or Leslie, are you there? Can you speak for a few minutes about yourself before I start? Otherwise, you will be able to speak later on. There's a lot of information that I'm going to share. So last chance, okay? Are you there? Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Here's sound, if there is any sound. And here is a presentation. So I'm going to put it here. I'm going to be short here. So you already know this is our 29th consecutive conference. So we're going to continue with that. And the goal of Realty Coffee Talk is to create connectivity, to increase awareness and building consumer confidence in real estate and promote good ethics and business practices. Obviously, you are a part of a global real estate professional network, which is a very powerful global connectivity network to get to know each other, build long-term relationship, and facilitate business collaboration among its members. My goal is to ignite the spirit of connectivity and cooperation within our global real estate professional network. And we have a more confidence in referring to each other because we are CIPS and we follow professionally governed by the highest professional standards and practice as CIPS designee of honor. So we are all members. So this is a geographic location of my area, which area I serve. I'm a member of Toronto Regional Real Estate Board and also ITSO, which has 22 boards. So this is where I am located in Mississauga, but we covered all this area. So this is an update of a June report. I'm going to be very brief. Anyone needs information, it will be available to them. So in sales, you can see that we have 3,377 sold detached home. 416 is particularly Toronto, and 905 is the surrounding city, which is include Mississauga. So average price 416 was 1.785 million, and 905 is 1,451,000. So overall average price of a detached home in GTA is 1,530,997. So semi-detached, again, your average sale 678 sold, average price is 1,214,875, and Toronto is higher than 905 area, as you can see from here. Townhomes 1,233 sold in June, and average price is 978,842. Obviously, is over $1 million in 416 Toronto area. Condo apartment, we sold 2,122 in June. Average price in 416 770,423, and 905 was a lower, and average price is 739,395,000. So you can look at the percentage of change. Sale 13.3% up in June as compared to last June, And if you look at the average price was increased 5.2% from the last to now, year over year. And same Sammy, 7.4% more sales and 8% average price increase. Townhomes, 13.1% increase sale and average price 5.5% in average price. Condo, we have a 27.2% sale increase, but we have a minus 1.1 average price in condos. So this is a summary year over summary. So basically sales were up 16.5%. Our new listing was minus 3.3% from 22-23. And also average price has increased from last June, reduced by 3.2%. This consider all transactions. So this is combined. List day on the market, we are minus 6.7. So it's going faster. Same thing, property on the market is reduced by minus 20.8%. So this is a June over year. So I created a summary for you guys, so it's easy, you can compare them. So technically speaking, in January, our sale transaction was minus 44.6. In February was a minus 47%. And March was a minus 36.5. And April was a minus 5.2. And since then, its sales has been up 24.7. So in May was up, and now we're down again 16.5. And look at the average price per month as compared to 22 and 23. Minus 61.4 we started January. It went minus 17.9, and March it started improving minus 14.6. In April, it was a minus 7.8 average price change. Then in May was a minus 1.2, and June we are 3.2. So it has improved now, and we are positive as compared to June last year. And this is a projection from the Canadian Real Estate Association, and we are down in June in 23, but they're projecting a lot more sales forecasting for 24. So here's the details about our residential sales or sales forecast, activity forecast. And I'm going to go Canada-wise first. So see 23, we're going to be minus 6.8 sale. And 24, we're going to be 11.2%. That's a projection for 24. And if I'm in Ontario, so I'm going to talk about Ontario. So we're going to have they're projecting minus 3.9% change in sales. And in 24, they're projecting 13.3 improvement. So 24 appears to be doing very well. Now let's talk about the price change or average price forecast. So in Canada, Canada-wide, they are saying it's going to be minus 0.2 in 23, and they're expecting 3% increase across Canada. In Ontario, we are expected minus 3% average price change, whereas in 24, 0.7. Remember, this is all across Canada. Ontario pricing may be different than others. So I always advise realtors who are practicing in their jurisdiction to check this date, find out what's happening in their market, because this is just an average. So prohibition on purchase of residential by non-Canadian. This was, we talked about very briefly. If a worker is working with a work permit, they can purchase the home now, because the federal government prohibited sale of houses to non-residents for 2 years. Now they took the exception. So you have to be 83 days or more for non-Canadian to purchase a property. So on the land development, they can buy now land development for non-Canadian, they can buy it. Private corporation, they have changed the ownership from 3 to 10%, so which is good, and is effective on 27 March 2023. So that means anyone who violate the prohibition on purchase of residential by non-Canadian act, they can be fined $10,000. So we have to avoid that. So that's why lots of transaction is going toward USA. So if you are a first time here, and this is the template I created when we are dealing with the foreign buying. So we need to create a checklist. What's happening? What are the property taxes? What are the taxes for foreigners buying, and any non-speculation tax? So we talk about certain process. So it's very important when you are telling me to help you to refer a client, I need to have some information. So sharing listing data, that means we share about the property that we have to list. And also you always prepare a closing cost estimate so the buyer understand how much is expected, for closing costs on top of the purchase price. So it's very, very important. Consent to advertise is required. When you are advertising someone else's property, you need to have a permission from the seller and the listing brokerage, because we have the capacity. We have world's largest multiple listing system in Canada, which is Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, where I can advertise your listing and promote it worldwide. So, but you need to have those referral agreements, which requires. A referral agreement is to pay compensation. If you send me a client who wants to buy a property here, and if they qualify, I cooperate 30% of the commission that I earn, I will share with you. And they need to sign that international referral agreement. So I think Antonio and some other friends have sent me those forms. I will be signing them, and so we are able to work with each other. Jurisdiction and due diligence. Under Real Estate Business Broker Act, which is applicable to us in Ontario, when we are making a referral to anyone, we are required to do due diligence. So that means the property does exist, and the person who's practicing real estate is licensed in that jurisdiction. And since CIPS are a member of NAR and they are practicing in their jurisdiction, so very easy for us to work with CIPS. And this is why we created this global conference and connectivity network, so we are able to make a referral to each other. So buying a real estate process in Canada, for example, in Ontario, if you make a referral to me and you're selecting CIPS in Toronto, so I am your partner in Toronto. So you selected me, then I am going to search and collect data, show the property, and make an offer on behalf of the buyer, provided that the buyer is identified, it has all the credentials, security requirement, the FinTrack, money is requirement for Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Act. We have to follow that to make sure we're identifying the person and he is a legitimate buyer, whether it's a non-resident or local residents or Canadian. We always put an offer is accepted, then we satisfy the mortgage appraisal and inspection condition, environmental or many other issues. It all depends on the transaction. When everything is conditions are satisfied, we send the agreement of purchase sale to the lawyer chosen by our client. We have a list of very qualified buyers who can help them, especially non-residents, to deal with it. And as I said, under Canadian law, foreign buyers cannot buy a single dwelling for 2 years unless they follow those exemptions that we have now. For example, if you have a work visa and you are legally in Canada for 183 days, and you're not a Canadian citizen or permanent resident on a work permit, you can buy the property. And this is why I showed that chart before. Lender sends fund, foreigners can get a loan, and those are qualified through the banking system, and the funds are sent to the buyer's lawyer. The listing brokerage, in this case, for example, me or anyone, they hold the trust fund under Real Estate Business Broker Act, Section 27. They deal with the trust fund. So always listing broker has funds. But if all parties agrees the funds can be transferred to a lawyer, it can be done. It all depends on agreement and all buyers, sellers, and listing and cooperating broker agreeing to it. So once everything is done, the lawyer will transfer the deed, they transfer the ownership, they also register the charge if there's a mortgage, and also as a part of this, they secure title insurance against title fraud. To avoid any title fraud, they have a requirement now, and every lawyer is doing it. So depending on the value of the property, there is a cost up to $1,000 or more for title fraud. It all depends on the value of the property. So nobody wants to take responsibility in terms of title. Fraud can happen, and they can transfer the title, and this is why the lawyer wants to protect themselves. Again, important thing to remember, when you're dealing with a buyer, make sure you have an estimated closing cost. So they not only buying the value of the property, they also have closing costs. In Ontario, except Toronto right now, there's approximately 2% closing costs for residential. Commercials are different, so residential is about 2% on top of the purchase price that is required to transfer all the ownership of this property. There is a non-residence speculation tax 25% in Ontario. And as I mentioned before, the federal government has restricted buying of single dwelling by non-residents unless they qualify under the law. And also, when the non-resident sells a property, and the lawyer who is representing the seller in that case will hold 30%, approximately 30% of the total transaction until they receive a letter of clearance from Canadian Revenue Agency. So sales taxes are paid because of capital gain. And once that is done, they will release the money. We have group of chartered professional accountants. Because it's a tax issue, we are not competent to give opinion about accounting. So we, under our Real Estate Business Broker Act Code of Ethics, I think Section 8 talks about other competent. So we make to refer to chartered accountant or CPAs to give advice about dealing with the non-residents in this case. So consultation with barristers and solicitors. So all transaction in Ontario requires a lawyer to complete transactions. So we have a pool of professionals that work with our brokerage that we make a referral. And again, foreign buyer can buy property and secure mortgage financing. This available to those who qualify under the new rules. And any commercial and other properties, yes, they are able to buy it. And we have to look at them one by one case. If somebody wants to buy a big plant, industrial unit, or whatever, we have to look at case by case. Also, buying real estate is not related to immigration. And so a lot of people think that, oh, I buy a property. I just got a query from Dubai. Somebody wants to invest property in Canada. So I'm sharing information to him. They need to learn about this process. Let's have a one-to-one conversation. So immigration is a separate process, nothing to do with real estate. So you cannot tell people, oh, you buy property in Canada or Ontario and you can have an immigration status. No, that's not the case here. So in short, so I just, because we have an interest rate hike by Bank of Canada, So now prime rate is 7.2%. It was 2.45 not too long ago. It has gone, so the cost of variable mortgage gone up. So as you know, I'm a principal broker. I have a license, Canada Express Mortgage as a license number 13241. So I did this video, is on YouTube. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel by visiting realtycoffeetalk.com. High cost of private lending. Lots of people are borrowing money, and I just warned them about the cost of borrowing. So I have all global real estate professional meeting also on YouTube. So you can go Tahir Qureshi or Realty Coffee Talk and subscribe to YouTube channel. You can see all episode for last 28 conference we have, and this will be uploaded very shortly as well. And this is about me. As I said, this is my office. You have my number. My office number is 905-785-9923. My cell number is 416-451-3489. My email is tahir@city.pro.net. So you already know me. So this is our Global Real Estate Professional Network, a private network CIP professional on Facebook. Please make sure that you are a part of that. So our 30th Global Clarity Conference is now scheduled for 31st August at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to stop sharing. How was Marisol? You the first time came in. Any feedback?
I tell you, it's such a good thing that we have this opportunity to share information about markets and how everything is doing, and very important, like all the process of buying, and because even in the United States, every state have their own rules. You know, there are some things that are nationwide, but other things that are statewide. So it's very interesting to understand the process even in other countries. So really good information, and I hope next time I come better prepared to offer you such a kind of information from the United States.
Absolutely. And that is the purpose of this conversation, is get to know each other and educate. You know, we have so many members of CIPS NARS, I think over 4,500. But our group is really about making a referral and talking to each other, educating each other, what's going on, how I can help. If you have a listing, for example, in South Florida, I can put your listing on my MLS system here. It gives you multi-million exposure. But remember, I cannot sell your listing. Only is to put it on the MLS and create a referral. So when a realtor will contacts me, I say, yeah, I have a buyer. I say, okay, if I get 1% commission, I give you 0.5%. So whatever you agree with me, that is what I will be sharing with them. If I have a buyer comes to me directly, and I will share with you information, we sign a referral agreement. And I am signing referral agreement now with the friends. I know Antonio sent me, and some other friends have sent me. I was not able to finish it because first I got the fracture in my hand playing tennis with my client. Plus, my wife was really not well. So now she's getting better and better. So I have more time now to deal with that. So now I think Dorothy has just joined us. Dorothy, can you fix your camera? Something is hiding the camera. Okay, here you go. So first of all, this is the first time you're joining us, Dorothy?
No, it's not. I've been joining for a minute here. I just am very quiet listening.
But have you joined our videos conference before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good. So you're familiar with the process,
Yeah.
okay? So first of
Yes,
all,
I am.
thank you. So Dorothy, go ahead and introduce yourself 1 minute, and then we can, or if you want to update, then we're going to go with Marquis. Okay. Well, before you do that, oh, she left already. That's fine. So Dorothy, go ahead and introduce yourself with your full name, number, area where you practice, and some information that you want to share with us, with our.
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Dorothy Botso. I'm in Westchester County, New York, which is part of the Hudson Valley area. I've been in the business about 34 years. I am a CIPS, a member of FIOPC, and a lot of other organizations. And this is a group which I think that sharing information, I have received a lot of information. I have made some really decent contacts, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of this group. So thank you very much. I handle residential real estate in the New York area. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorothy. So what I want you to do is to click on the top 3 dots and then change the name and put your location there. That way you are able to put Dorothy Botsy, and then you can say CIPS. How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Dorothy Botso. It's fine.
Okay.
Dorothy Botso is great. Okay?
If you update that, it will show up on the screen when we capture it, and we will be able to share with you, so you can amend that. Okay. So I'm going to ask.
Will definitely.
Okay. So I'm going to ask Carolina, are you still there, or you just turn on the camera and you want to listen to the program? Okay. Okay, so Antonio, so your turn now. Tell us what's going on in Portugal.
Okay, I could share, and I have about
You want to share? You want to share?
Yeah, share. Let me allow to screen share.
Okay, you are allowed. Go ahead.
Okay, and here we go. I have about 5 minutes because I have to hop on this FIOPC webinar, and I'm presenting this. Just so you know, this is something you guys, it's a development. Probably well over 400 units are going to be built there alongside the river in Portugal. And it's in Viana do Castelo in the north, one of the most beautiful cities of the north of Portugal. 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom apartments under construction with values starting at 260,000 euros. Okay, this is, like I said, it'll be a big development, building about 100 already built and sold. There's still 300 to go. This is just some of the finishings already. Some were done. This is what is very interesting for you guys. We could pay, worked out with the deal with the developer. We could pay a 5% fee, a referral fee. Okay, so out of the whole of the buyer side of the transaction itself, 5% of it to here. Okay, so it's a pretty hefty referral fee, and we'll take care of everything else. Like you said, you know, if you want to promote it for this development here, 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom apartments. To give you an idea, I'm going to share something else. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to share something else that is here. Can you see the? Hold on. Where is this here? Okay, and you know what? I'm going to share something else real quickly. Where is this? Here we go. Compartilhar. That's just to give you an idea. This is one of the buildings. It's one of the units. It's a 4 bedroom penthouse apartment. I'll let you see. This unit, this 4 bedroom apartment is 1,320,000 euros, and so big. It's has almost 3,000 square foot. Plus, it's got an indoor pool. Big apartment, big house, lots of space.
So I think that this is very important. First of all, you need to upload this video in our network, on our Facebook network. Number 2, I don't know whether I think we recorded some video. I think it's probably a couple of months old now. So we need to connect so we can record the latest one and pick up certain questions, and so we can share, because I have Portuguese huge community in Mississauga. So I want to reach out to them. Here's the project, and like I said to you before, I only need a one pager because I need to know how much is cost, where you can buy, what are the closing costs are, and whatever maintenance fee, monthly fees, property taxes, all that information in order for me to be that I am able to share information people so I can attract them to go and invest the money there. Okay. So this is very important, Antonio. I think it's slow. That's the word.
Okay, I think, yeah, I stopped screen sharing. Anyway,
Yeah.
to give you an idea, that's the 4-bedroom.
So what I want
there's
you
only
to do
two.
is, even after the conference, if you have today, not today, maybe tomorrow, if you want to schedule, we can have a 10 to 15-minute conversation, and we can record a new, fresh one. I think the one is old now. About the process.
Tomorrow, no, sometime next week. Next couple of weeks are really, really
So
extremely
whenever
busy.
you're free, you let me know.
Okay.
We record it, and then we go from there. Hey,
Beautiful.
welcome, Leslie. Thank you for joining.
I do, Tahir, good to see you. Goodbye, everyone. Marisol and Leslie, Carolina,
Thank you.
and Leslie. Talk soon, guys. I do gotta go. I gotta get on this FIAPSI event, okay?
Wonderful.
luck.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
joining.
Bye, Tahir.
Okay,
Thank you.
Leslie, how are you? Thank you for joining.
Thank you. I've been busy trying to set up settlements for tomorrow. I've got 2 of them, and I apologize for coming in late, but it's just, it is what it is.
All right. No, wonderful. That's not a problem. So we have a Marisol. This is the first time she's joining us. So it's a new CIP member from South Florida. So that's good. And Leslie, tell us about you, yourself, and also what's going on in the market area, your area.
Well,
Can you please update us?
wait a minute. Thank you. All right. Well, it hasn't stopped anything. The situation in the U.S. right now is that we're still about 6,000 in deficit, 6,000 homes in deficit. And within the Washington metropolitan area, we're probably around about 34,000 homes in deficit. Last night, there was a meeting at the local county, and they're trying to limit new development, which is crazy. The prices are still going up. Multiple offers are still continuing, and there's about 20 home buyers for each property. And you just have to make sure that you keep your buyers aware of this and know that you have to go in and attack. It's not just asking very nicely. You actually have to go in and be a lot more aggressive now than what we were before. Rates are going up, and which is not very nice, because I know they just went up in England, which is really crippling that poor country, but that's what's happening. And so there we are. That's everything in a nutshell.
So Leslie, you can update your by clicking on the dot there, so we know whether you are, because important, because when we record and share this information, it shows your states where you are. So
okay. Whoop, hold on a second. I'm working on a new computer.
click on the 3 dots on the right corner, and then you say rename on the bottom, and then you put your Florida, state name there.
Oh, okay. Under my chat or under participants?
No, under names.
You click in your picture in the top. There is three dots.
3 dots on the top.
Oh, I see. There you go. All right, and then choose
names. Rename.
Oh, rename. Okay, yes. Oh,
now
yes.
you put, space state name. That way we know that it's recorded. If anybody is watching our program, they can see that and they can call you, because it's going to be shared. So,
Okay.
Marisol, I mentioned to you, I'm going to put in the chat also that you have 2 choices. You can go to realtycoffeetalk.com, and from there you can subscribe to YouTube channel, or you can go to Tahir I Qureshi at YouTube. So you can either way can subscribe to it. There are almost 400 episodes of various topics in real estate, because in Canada and USA we have very strict real estate code of ethics and regulations. Okay, our cases are very similar. Only thing restriction for all of us is jurisdiction. Where is our license? My license is in Ontario. Ontario is very big. So if I have a client, I can travel anywhere in Ontario. But out of Ontario, I cannot. I have to make a referral. And we always do a referral agreement, because I am a fellow of Real Estate Institute of Canada and a member of Real Estate Institute of Canada. So we have network, we have a 10 chapters across Canada. So not only that I have a CIPS, I also have a FRI, Fellow of Real Estate Institute of Canada, that I can reach out and make a refer to them. And that's why we're able to communicate. So I'm going to ask Carolina. Oh, she's gone. So I think they were not available. They were talking. So it was very nice seeing you all. And please come and join us a little bit early so we learn from you, because there's a lot of interesting information. And then we want to help. So I think, Virginia, I was telling other people, because my wife was going through chemotherapy, so I was not able to do lots of following on last 6 months. And I also had a fracture in my hand playing tennis with a client, so it didn't make it. So now my hand is good. I do have arthritis, but I'm working perfectly fine now. So I'm going to be reaching out to each one of you. So we record a 5-minute to 10-minute video, and we talk about working in your state only. So then I will be sharing through my network. So when they need to reach someone that basically I'm introducing you as my partner in Virginia, South Florida. And this is why we need to record. So whenever you're free, let me know when you want to record it. We can record anytime. You don't need to disrupt your daily work. We can record anytime in the evening. So after you're done with the dinner, we can record that. And it's only 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And we say, okay, who is Leslie? Everybody know, I know Leslie, but people need to know. And then we'll share that to our network. Here's my Florida partner. You need a business, let's talk. We can refer you to all the people buying property in Virginia. Similarly for South Florida. So I'm going to be reaching out to everyone. So unless you have anything, I think this is very important. I tell you, I found such a recognition. Recently, I did I was a guest by a competitor who does the Realtor Cafe. And he's a good friend of mine. And he asked me to come. So I went there day before yesterday. And people loved that, but it was in Urdu and English. My program is in English, but there are audience from our community that they speak Urdu. So it was a fun. So I recorded, it's available, but not on my channel, but I share it on my Facebook. So if you want to learn Urdu and English combined, you can watch that. So unless you have any question, I thank you very much for joining, and we look forward to see you in August, our 30th consecutive monthly conference. Can you believe it? How far we have come together, and we became friends now. And this is where we're going to do business, each one of us. Thank you very much. May God bless you all. May God bless all. Yes,
I do have one question. I'm part of a team. So sometimes I have my listings and it's my team's listing. Sometimes it's really my listing, but it's all our listings. If I have a listing that is from my team, not exactly from me, can I send it to you? Can you share it, or it has to be from me?
Yeah, no. If as long as that you are my partner, okay, as an individual, because I don't deal with non-CIPS. I get hundreds of inquiries. Everybody wants to join. You and me, we work very hard to get this designation. So we want to make sure that we are now that we are only working with CIPS. So
Okay.
Trisha has just joined, I think, before we end up. We got 1 minute. Hi, Teresa, how are you? Teresa, turn on because we're almost ending the program now. How are you?
Hi, Tahir. I'm sorry I'm late. I have so much going on and the time it just hit me like, oh my gosh, but I'd log in and say hi.
So you are a last guest today. Go ahead and tell yourself a few minutes, 1 minute, and then we have to close the program because it's already 2 o'clock. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no. Hi, I'm Trisha Lehan from Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm very passionate about global, and I'm a member of the Canadian Real Estate Association Global Committee. And I would encourage all of you to hear, all of you, Real Estate Pros Without Borders is also a Facebook page. And August 28th, I'd love you to join our group. August 28th, we're actually going to be having the National Association of Realtors, Stephanie, presenting the International Buyer and Sellers Guide for 2023. So
that's-
it'll be up on the website soon. Love you to join us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Can you, Trisha, can you post that in our group? So
I will, as soon as I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, you know, keep you see that Marisol, that she's expert and is part of our team, and now you're learning something. A guide is coming out. We've been talking for last 29, this is 29th conversation that we have every month. We always learn from each other and helping each other do business. We are a team. We're a family of CIPS global partners. And we act like a family, we care for each other, and we want to do business with each other. So Trish, I think, you and me recorded a video on the program?
We will, yeah, no, we will actually have it on Facebook Live as well, but I encourage you to register, because if you register, you have the opportunity to introduce yourself.
Okay.
But it will be on Facebook Live.
What I want to do is, Tricia, is to have one-to-one conversation with you. And so you are my partner in Arizona on this. I record this because I am sharing to the community. And we have very diverse communities here. So I am focusing on which area that you want to help to generate, so I can generate leads for you in that area.
Absolutely.
I can only help you if you have somebody's coming to Toronto and they want to live here, Toronto, GTA, in Ontario, anywhere in Ontario. I can help, and we can enter into a referral agreement. But similarly, I am creating a video 5 to 10 minutes for each one of my partners, and I share on my social network. I have millions of followers now, different program, and on my TV show, I talk about my network and everything. So you are also welcome to remotely join my live TV show, which is Realty Coffee.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we can.
I think, Leslie, we've met before, haven't we? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have.
Trisha, I was gonna ask you, were you here in an event in Miami not long ago?
For FIAPSI or something? No, I wasn't. I was in Orlando last fall. I always go to NAR, and actually I went to Toronto this year for Realtor Quest. It was my second time.
I was looking for you. I didn't find you.
I know. Next year we'll solidify it. Eye to eye.
I send everybody my cell number to call. I met the Florida and Miami Realtor Association member. I met 2, 3. I think Puerto Rico was there and some other group, 3, 4 people there. But none of them that I know personally, except somebody from New York came to see me because he was a part of my member.
Yes. Iris.
Yes, Iris came to see me. I have a picture with him, and that's the only person I met.
Okay, next year for sure.
So our next conference is in August, and is always going to be last to Thursday of each month. That's what is easy for everyone to remember. So I believe it's on the 30th of August. So that's what's going to happen. So I thank you very much for joining. I look forward to seeing you in our 30th consecutive Connectivity Conference on Real Estate for CIPS. Thank you. Bye for now. May God bless you all. Take care. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.